Have you ever felt totally stuck trying to learn something new? We're always told to be original, to find our own voice right from the get-go. But what if I told you that's completely backwards? What if the real secret to becoming a true master, a real innovator, starts not with creating, but with just copying?
Stop trying to innovate before you imitate. I know, that probably feels a little wrong, doesn't it? Our whole culture celebrates the rebel genius, the person who breaks all the rules. We are obsessed with being original from day one. But here's the thing, that very obsession might be the exact reason so many of us get stuck and just give up.
And yeah, that's the big question, right? How on earth can copying someone else lead to genuine creativity? It feels like a total paradox. Well, it turns out there's a powerful ancient framework from Japan that completely unravels this mystery and turns it into a clear, step-by-step path. It's called Shu-Ha-Ri. Now, it comes from the world of Japanese martial arts, and it's basically a 3-stage journey that takes a student from rigid, disciplined imitation all the way to effortless, instinctual creation. And believe me, this isn't just for martial arts. This is a universal blueprint for mastering pretty much anything you can think of. Okay, so the whole journey kicks off with Shu, which basically means to follow or to obey. This is stage 1, the path of the apprentice. So, in this first stage, your mission is incredibly clear. Your role, you are the apprentice. And your one and only objective, perfect imitation. That's it. You find a master, whether that's a mentor, a book, a course, whatever, and you copy their techniques exactly as they're taught. No adding your own spin, no questioning things, not yet.
See, the whole point here is to burn the fundamentals into your muscle memory, into your very being. This is not the time for personal flair. It's not the time to try and improve the method. You are just building an unshakable foundation, one proven brick at a time.
Now, once that foundation is rock solid, you've earned the right to move on to stage 2. This is Ha, which means to break. And this is where you start to detach from the master and really begin to find your own way. Your role completely shifts here. You go from being the apprentice to being the innovator. And your new objective is what we call conscious detachment. Because you've mastered the rules, you finally understand the principles behind the rules. You've earned the right to start breaking them, but you're doing it with purpose, with intention, not just out of ignorance.
So think of this stage as your personal laboratory. You start asking, why do we do it this way? You start mixing in techniques you've learned from other masters. You bend the core principles a little, just to see what happens. Ha is all about experimenting, tinkering, and adapting everything you've learned to fit your unique style.
And all of this hard work, all this focused experimentation, it all leads to the final, and honestly, kind of magical stage, Ri, which means to go beyond. This is the peak of the mountain. This is the ultimate goal. At this point, your role is simply the master. And your objective? Instinctual creation. You're not thinking about the rules anymore. You're not even thinking about the techniques. You've internalized them so deeply that you've just moved beyond them. You're no longer following the path. You become the path.
Everything you do is now driven by pure instinct. Like a great jazz musician improvising an incredible solo, or a master chef just throwing ingredients together to create a brand new dish on the fly. Your actions are fluid, they're natural, and they are effortlessly creative. You're not just executing moves anymore. You're creating something brand new from this deep, unconscious well of understanding.
So let's just take a step back. We've got this 3-stage process of strict imitation, then breaking the rules. So how in the world is that a shortcut? Well, it's because it helps you avoid the single biggest time waster in learning anything. Here's the real kicker. When you perfectly imitate a master, you are essentially downloading decades of their hard-won, refined experience directly into your brain. You get to completely bypass all the dead ends, all the frustrating trial and error, all the painful mistakes that come from trying to reinvent the wheel. It is, without a doubt, the ultimate accelerator.
So here it is. This is your roadmap, laid out clear and simple. Step 1, you follow and imitate perfectly in the Shu stage. Step 2, you innovate and adapt in the Ha stage. And finally, step 3, you create from pure instinct in the Ri stage. That's it. That's the path from apprentice to master.
Look, this framework can be applied to absolutely anything. Learning an instrument, becoming a great writer, public speaking,
even something like leadership. So the only real question left is, what skill are you going to apply it to? What will you choose to master?